What's up, y'all? We back with another episode of Senpai Tapes, man. What's going on,
Yo.
Senpai?
What is up, Senpai Drace? I'm going to give it back to you, You've been saying you're only going to call me Senpai, but it feels disrespectful, man. You a Senpai, too. You are the Senpai.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. I'm at least the Senpai of the show.
Exactly.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate that, man, and appreciate you just coming, man, and us just making this a thing, and, hey, roll the freaking theme.
Somebody say Senpai Tapes? Hey, give fifth and ultra instinct at the same time. OG Sage Mode, they calling me the Senpai. All Might and Saitama at the same time. Shadow Clone Jutsu, they calling me the Senpai. Senpai Tapes, 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 Senpai Tapes.
We never really talked about the theme in the podcast. You went all out on that shit, man. You got a little stuff hidden in there.
So, hey, I appreciate that, man. You like the theme? I talk about a few different anime.
Yeah. Bro.
The All Might, the Naruto,
I like it. Plus, you got the whole animation style for it first, too.
Ultra Instinct.
It's good, bro. Song's catchy.
Those are the best transformations in anime, wouldn't you say?
Which ones?
Ultra Instinct, Gear 5th, All Might, Saitama. I mean, he doesn't transform. I guess he's just like a...
He's just always in it.
I mentioned One Punch Man in the theme. What else? I just mentioned, the strongest of the strong. I was just
all the goats.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I agree.
It was cool, man. It felt right for the theme. It really just... I wanted to bring this show to life that way. So, we had just something to just always, go back to and remember for each episode. It's like a structure for it,
Well, I feel that too. And all those people, those are all the main characters that got people into anime. You can say any of those names to anybody that likes anime, instantly start talking. They know of them. It's good choice, good grouping.
100%, man.
So
I'm getting straight to an answer.
Let's go.
A question, man.
Oh, which one?
So what was your top anime of the week?
Obviously, as y'all know, we took a little break to get into all the new animes. And there's a lot right now. My favorite so far, everything's just come out with the third episode. What do I look forward to the most each week? Tokyo Revengers.
Yes.
Or right now, after this week's, My Hero still going strong for me.
That's still right there, huh? Well, now for me, that's it's, the season's wrapped up.
Yeah.
So for me, right now, I'm dude, I'm all Tokyo Revenger mode, Vinland Saga.
Oh my God.
Those are I tried Trigun over the weekend.
Yeah.
The first episode I watched, it's very, very crisp, very visual.
I'm loving it. It's something new, a lot of things go into that CGI. Asian did the CGI, but they did that kind of it's almost like stop motion CGI where it's got little breaks in it. The Trigun CGI is crisp, clean all the way through, doesn't hinder the fights, doesn't take away from anything. I think they did it really well.
Now, did you watch any of the previous Triguns or the old one?
So yeah, for me personally, I went through a phase where I went back and just watched a bunch of 90s animes, and Vasha Stampede Trigun was goated. What's a little bit different about this one is you don't have to watch the old one. This is the whole story redone, but in the old one, there's this big, at the very end, there was a big reveal. This series, right off the bat, there's no reveal. They just give you all the information that you got at the end of the series in the old one. So it's a weird take they're doing. A lot of people are kind of iffy about it. Personally, I'm digging it.
The animation I'm digging.
Dude.
I mean, I was wow. It was beautiful art. I always dig that melodic looking blue tint in the in space looking graphics. I love it.
They got tons of color. I mean, we've talked about this. You know me. I love anything full of color that pops and is bright or has its own unique style. You see it and you start to think of that anime. instantly draws me in. And I feel like before, because they had that old, like, clean drawn 90s style with, like, the low shading, now to have something totally opposite, that CGI pop, totally crazy.
I'm going to ask you a question I just thought of at the top.
Okay.
Who was the side character of the year?
For 2022?
2022, who was the side character of the year? We're rolling into 2023 right now. Who is the best side character out of all the animes in your opinion right now?
Oh my god. Do you have an answer? Because I might have to think about this for a second.
I have an answer. I like Megami from Jujutsu Kaisen. Well, right now, are we talking like the last few years? Wait, nah,
just this year.
This year?
Let's talk from like the last season we were talking about to
then
now.
Probably Mikey from Tokyo Revengers.
Badass choice.
I mean, he's just so cool.
The whole story revolves around him, man. Mikey's
Literally. So wait, he's not a main character, but he
isn't.
Is he a side character? Or
the whole story revolves around him. Takamichi's the main character. Speaking of which, I think we brought this up before. If you guys have not seen Tokyo Revengers or not watching, season 2 is out now. An absolute must. 5 stars on the watch list. Put it on your list.
Let's just go in on Tokyo Revengers right now because I already want to get into that. Because like leading up to this season has been flawless in my opinion.
Great.
When I dove into this anime, I humbly regret not fully getting into it after the first episode. I remember
Really?
I remember you suggested it to me. But see, I'm the kind that goes I give every anime a second chance.
Equal chance,
so,
yeah.
And you didn't even have to say anything. But like I went and watched the first episode. I was like, I didn't even like watch the whole episode. No. That's what it is. It wasn't you that suggested it to me. I watched it on my own. Without no suggestion, that's what it was.
And then I text later, and I was like, "Hey, have you guys been watching this?" You
texted it to me, and I gave it another chance. Is when you texted it to me. But I did try to watch it on my own. No suggestion. It was just a new anime popped up on Crunchyroll, and like I remember trying to get into it, and it was just like I wasn't in the mood. I was a little tired from like either work or doing something, coming back from somewhere, and I wasn't ready to dive in. But man, when I gave it another chance, did it take me for a ride, bro? Like that scene on the subway. And spoiler alert to anybody that hasn't seen any of Tokyo Revengers, we're going to be talking about, some spoilers.
We're going to go pretty heavy into this just because we've never touched on it and we've been dying to.
Want, people to check out Tokyo Revengers, those who haven't seen it, because to me, that anime is one of the best right now.
So for me personally, just going on that before we get into the spoilers, I remember... Because like you said, you watched it, and I texted, and I was like, hey, you guys got to check this out. I remember a bunch of people were talking about it online, like, oh, I can't wait for this to come out. And I was watching it, and kind of same thing. The first I was like, all right, it has a lot of potential. And then once it got really into the story, bro, the end of the first season, I remember finishing it and going like, you know me, I don't read manga. I was like, I need to read this. I need to know what happens. I cannot wait a year, 2 years. Who knows when anime is coming out nowadays, when that next season is. I cannot wait. And we finally have it. It's worth every wait. It's been starting off so good.
Wow.
Let's dive in.
Dude, from the beginning, when he first re-encountered Hina, that wholesome moment, to me, it drew me into the anime like a magnet. I was just already hooked. Yeah. I was already like leaning into the anime, like, yo, this is getting me like, wow, like I'm loving this anime, like episode by episode. It's that rise, right? That moment, he re-encounters Hina. Because, like, just imagine, your middle school sweetheart.
The one crush you ever had.
Your middle, your girl. That was his girlfriend in middle school, and she passed. Like in the future, she, no longer lives.
Yep.
And, he kind of really never like got back into like the dating sense. Like after that, I don't know if he like kind of had a psychological problem with them, or he just kind of he couldn't ever get back to like dating, after this girl. Like, and you know, and they had broken up even before she passed and all that. He just, but he still always had like these feelings for her.
Well, it's not even just dating. He just became a total recluse. He cut that whole life in his past, ran away from his friends, everyone, lived alone, and for what? And then the whole show is just showing like all the stuff he slowly forgot that he left behind and fighting to keep it and bring it.
And him just like seeing like, right, these like thug styled people, these gangsters or, you know, these outsider type people.
Yeah.
In the most vulnerable moments in their times where they're just like, you know, he sees them being shy with a girl, or he sees them like, you know, you know, like seeing them being super humble and not being that gangster thug crazy like confident self like they are in the street, and just seeing that they're normal people. Like he sees them in their most vulnerable times and like gets to see that they're all just really like normal people, just like him.
So it's crazy because the show has this whole like in the future, in the past kind of vibe to it. And every time we go to like this like future area, we see all these people as these like hard thugs, like, you know, they just want to kill, they fight, like everything, just a picture like a gangster and all the bad qualities, and that's them. But then you go to the past and you see them as people, and we get to live through what happened that made them into that. And it just pulls you in. The storytelling is so good in it, dude.
And like you said, it's flipping from the past to the future, and it's just and it's just hard for you to really get certain things right? The way you want to manipulate time, you're going back and forth, and you're trying to fix something that, you know, fate had caused, you know, and how do you really know the right answer to like stop, you know, and prevent, you know, this crazy occurrence?
That's the biggest thing the show kind of harps on is the like, you know, you watch it and you're always rooting for the main character, which another thing, this show is totally against what I normally watch, because I've said multiple times, I hate weak main characters. But Takemichi isn't this like, he's a sweet crybaby, but he never gives up. He stays fighting, and that's what makes me like love him as a main character. Because everyone around him is strong. They can knock anybody out in one punch. Some people are doing like full front flips, 360 kicks, like crazy stuff. And this man is right there with them, fighting, screaming, hanging along, not
when
being.
They see a boss.
Oh yeah, then he's like, "Oh no, guys, no."
Yeah, but let me stop. Dude, honestly, like, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen the newest episode of Tokyo Revenger. When right, Hawkeye, he saw his brother, he just froze. Like, literally, and I mean, he completely just knocks out one of the members right before, just savagely. Bro, in a second.
Cold.
Bro, no hesitation, like, just, douche. Oh, shit. Mic check. Yo, mic check.
We good, baby.
Bro, my bad.
We get hyped for these shows.
Yo,
you see?
I know, man. But, dude, that's exactly what happened. How he just rocked him down, dude. Oh, my God. And then the second his brother comes.
And then his brother looks like the fox from fucking Seven Deadly Sins. Big ass dude.
Just huge.
He's only 2 years older than them and a military leader. Just almost stone cold. Yeah. Ripped. Just flawless, dude. Man's got a 24-pack beating this like 16-year-old.
The fact that Takemichi isn't just like there cold in blood, just dead already. Yeah. Like after taking just massive hits. Like, Takemichi is one thing. He's just, like...
Man's got durability.
Durable. He's just can endure so many hits.
As you watch it, he's not going to be knocking people out, but, bro, he does not stay down.
You're right about that. No, you're right about that. Man, but, like, he's quite the protagonist, bro. Like, I mean... Every fight that he's in, he literally just will keep getting back up, and like they will smack him. Like, I'm talking about like puddles of blood, like
bro, like this man should be a vegetable.
I'm talking about buckets of blood.
And the next day he always wakes up with like 2 bandages. He's like, "Let's go, guys." I'm like, bro, stay in bed, get some rest. Meanwhile, he's walking to like. They're just going to another whole gang fight with like 4 other gangs that have 3 times the members, twice as strong, and he's sitting there with like the 4 people that can take on 8 at a time. He's like, I got the rest, I guess. Like,
he will step in. Like, this is what true chivalry is, right? He will step in the way of his girl Hina, literally in front of a gorilla, like like literally in front of a straight up primate gorilla.
absolute beast. And then just took the punch so she wouldn't get hit. The absolute chivalry. And that's the other thing.
And is willing to die.
Bro, he told him, he's like, you can't hit your sister. You can't hit my girl. You can't talk to these women like that. Like, you're really a leader. And you treat women and your sister like this.
And that is the example of how men should be these days. Literally, I would take a bullet for my woman. I would literally do that. I would fight a gorilla. You better run your ass off. I don't got long. But yo, I'm doing anything in my power. Like, literally.
Bro, let's talk about the way he always transitions. We mentioned it with like him going back into Hina. The way the season started, you know, he meets a brother. Everything is super
Brother
emotional.
is my favorite character. Let me say that.
Best, bro, man.
Like, he's my favorite character.
Man was by his side since day one. As a little child, he heard all these words. He's like, I believe it. I got you, dog. We saving my sister.
Became a Fed, though, but for a purpose.
Literally dedicated his whole life
Literally.
to
oh, my God.
Takamichi's fight. Bro.
Oh,
that he goes back in time, and then boom, right there, right in front of who he needs to be. Haku, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but blue-haired with the devil fruit haircut.
Oh, my Lord.
And of course, this guy, like, we saw a glimpse of him at the end of season 1. Total badass again. Absolute gangster. Season 2 starts, introduction, big cuddly bear, bowling beast. You know, super cool dude. Hey, Takamichi, come back home with me. Let's go chill. You learn he's loyal to Taman, everything. And boom. Whole story switches.
Wow.
They just hit us with some shit. It's great.
It's literally one of the most exhilarating just like stories in anime fiction right now.
I think so.
They need to it needs to be more hype. Like, more people need to be like, it needs to be on like that My Hero level. I don't know, or like at least like on that Attack on Titan level where like everybody is like just raving about it. The dub is good, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't checked it out.
I've watched it in both.
I don't know.
I usually rewatch. I rewatch good anime.
That's
even if it's even if the dub's trash, but the dub was good.
But that's the thing. I don't think it's quite ready for Attack on Titan fame. My Hero, I think so. Because My Hero, like we've talked about, has still got that backlash. Just being that big in the mainstream. Tokyo Revengers.
Dub is bad. I'm just kidding. I'm being hypocritical.
But no, man. Everyone needs to watch it. I think by the end of this season, it'll get the fame it deserves.
Watch Tokyo Revengers, man. I am urging. We'll talk about it more as the season goes, and literally, like I said, it will take you on a ride, dude.
Let's going off of your question before, best side character.
I was literally gonna get that. You read my mind. You read my mind because I was gonna say that because I'm sorry. Go.
You're good. I'll answer, and then we can go into this next anime unless you got something else.
I do because I want to take mine back. Although I do love Mikey, I actually have to give it to Bon.
I thought about him.
To Your Eternity. Oh man, Bon to me, I hated him at first so much.
You did?
Yeah, but I don't know. He ends up growing on you.
So that's weird. I'll get back to what I was going to say. Let's get into To Your Eternity because I'm totally opposite. I don't really like Bon right now. He's got this like good plan for
He's not
Fushi.
telling Fushi what's going on.
Thank you. And if you guys watch, you know what we're talking about. There's something he needs to tell Fushi, and he's
purposeful, bro.
Doing it.
He shaved that beard, man.
To hide his identity, bro.
He's got a purpose.
Bro, we've got these 3 new characters in To Your Eternity. These 3 new vessels that will eventually become, which is a wild idea that these people are openly.
Was pretty wholesome.
Yeah.
I think did we speak about that last episode? We spoke about the girl.
A little bit. Yeah. But we haven't talked about these new people. There's a chess boy, the knight who's not strong. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know who the third one is, honestly. I can't think of it.
I have to rewatch it, but I will probably rewatch that anime too, just because That's one of those that has a lot of information.
Yeah.
And man, but it's so good. I'm definitely like, it's easy to follow though. It's easy to follow.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's definitely like simple enough to like follow, but like complex enough to like dive back into like those shows that like it's you love it because it has that great story that's just easy to follow. And you can dive back into it because there's so much extra like information that you'll learn like as you rewatch the show.
Yeah, you'll pick up all the little things they planted throughout when you already know everything. And the thing I kind of like about this season, for me in the last like 2 or 3 episodes, it kind of did like a 180 where Fushi's been this like, all I care about is the people. I want to do everything for them.
Well,
and now
more back to himself, in my opinion.
Well, so I think he's more worried on the other people than his direct group right now. He's just like doing whatever they say to make them happy, to make sure he's reaching out like his goal of being ready and prepared for when these knockers come. Like he's trying to appease everybody, pushing his body to the limit. Like I think within the next 2 episodes, some stuff is about to go down. And I'm like pumped.
So too.
We know we're getting a knocker fight. And I don't know if the whole city's going to be involved. At this point, he's basically got almost a whole city rebuilt. Mm-hmm. He is the city. Absolutely
Literally. Dope. Like we spoke about that last time, how he just became like,
like the guy in black.
Basically his own island at first. And then now he's just like, he's just going to evolve. Like, what if he just becomes like his own world or planet one day?
Well, dude, that's what it is. Like in this newest episode, you can literally see like the roots underground of everything that's connected. And he can literally just like go into the ground. As long as wherever his rope is, has a full connection to the ground. He can go in and just pop out anywhere.
Did I just predict the end of To Your Eternity? He duplicates Earth.
And he just is it.
And then duplicates the universe and then becomes the universe and then like...
And then he's just he's the guy in black.
To Your Eternity.
He's the guy in black.
Yeah, and he just recycles and teaches himself again.
So if you're the director of To Your Eternity or the creator, if you could just email us and let us know that we guessed it right. Thank you.
Guessed it right. You're gonna have to pay us.
We just wrote it for you.
You just finished my anime. Thanks. You could just get the AI to do that these days, right?
Bro, it's crazy what they do now.
That's nuts. AI still could never think of the stories that I think of.
Yeah, what you working on right now?
You know me. I got a million stories. Manga. I can't talk.
All right, we're not ready yet. We're not ready.
Well, no, I'm not ready because yeah.
I feel you.
Then the questions come.
Y'all just wait. Y'all just wait.
No, but we got so much anime to talk about that's going on, bro. We got to make this relevant, bro. Honestly, Vinland Saga.
Ooh!
One of my top 10, if not top 5, like animes of all time, and it's only in its 2nd season right now.
Yeah. It's
had that deep of a first season. Literally.
Well, to anybody that saw the first season, we have been itching waiting for a 2nd season. Because if you watched it live, everybody was talking about it. Oh. And then a couple months passed. Even just the last few months, I feel like people have just now like refound it. They're like, Vinland Saga. Bro, where have y'all been? The show is crazy.
Oh, my God. And it's on Crunchyroll now, so at least it'll get more shine, in my opinion. I think it
God bless.
gets more... man, Vinland Saga is one of the most vicious, like, deepest emotional ride, like, of a first season that you'll ever have. Just like a one season that'll just go crazy. Vinland
Absolutely.
Saga is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, so season 1, right off the bat, I mean, it's historical. It's like culturally and for the times correct, as fucked up as those times were. And it is just like raw emotion and fights and good fights.
I got to ask you, who was your favorite character of season 1 of Vinland Saga?
Honestly, I don't remember his name, but the big dude that
the guy that rivaled
Thorfinn, yeah, and he like used a giant log to like fight and stuff.
Thorfinn ended up defeating him, bro. That guy was a barbarian.
That dude's my favorite. He was just funny. He just ran around like, he's getting cut up. He's like laughing about it. I love characters like that.
Or I'm gonna redo Blackbeard's laugh or something. No, dude, my favorite character though probably won't change even after the season. Ashland. Ashland, like to me, because I had to explain this to you because I was so
You're right.
I was so deeply invested into Vinland Saga. Like season 1 was the story of Ashland raising Thorfinn, who he was guilty enough to raise him after literally Thor spared his entire crew. He literally could have killed every single one of them.
Oh yeah.
Just knocked them out, and he had realized that like after like, oh damn, bro, like this guy was way too good of a heart, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and raised him to be like the true savage he became. But like, man, never didn't like it was weird because he was always under his wing, even though Thorfinn was always trying to kill him. Always under honor, though. He would never do it in his sleep.
Yeah.
He would never do it behind his back.
It would be
It was
a
always
battle.
through honor.
Yeah.
But he could never defeat Ashland. Why?
Ashland was too good. He knew what he was doing.
Ashland was always 100 steps ahead of
Absolutely.
everybody in the entire anime. Spoiler alert to anybody who hasn't seen Vinland Saga. Please watch it.
Please.
The story of Ashland, bro. When I got to the end of season 1, I was like so invested, like that this anime is so peak. I put it over Attack on Titan on my list.
Damn.
I don't regret it. Because Vinland Saga is, to me, oh my God, it's a flawless one, man.
It's the reason that makes it so good is none of it is far-fetched, like crazy, over the top. Granted, there's some like anime things, like, you know, like you're throwing logs, running on a log, doing all this stuff, the way they move, but the fights, the history of it all behind, like it all makes sense. Like, you know why everything's happening.
Just true depth.
Oh my God, bro.
True depth in the stories of like Vikings and pirates.
Yeah.
And, like, you just see like the true savagery in this anime, man. But like the story and like the plot that they created themselves.
The manipulation of the whole show. All these characters manipulating each other with all these secret plots and plans that they have. Like the king, who wants to be king for this and that and rule the world.
I was going to say, to anyone who hasn't seen the anime, Thorfinn is the main character, right? The young boy. And Thor is his father, who's literally was the strongest man in that entire universe, like that entire world. Like, I'm talking about, could take out armies.
Man, it was bad. Everybody knew of this man.
By himself.
Like, people in battles knew of him. He was dope.
He was literally like they go in the first episode and they're just showing him jumping from ship to ship, just destroying everybody. Like literally, they show his savagery. But he got to escape that life. You know, he got to find, you know, a private life in a faraway place, in a village, and got to
raise a whole
escape that
family.
life, raise a family, and find peace.
Yep, raise a whole village. Honestly.
The thing is, when you're that famous and you're that big, you're never going to escape truly from that life. And you'll always get people coming to you, especially back in those days, you know, when you're that known, you're just the strongest man. They need you for armies. They need you. Like, you know.
It's only a matter of time before your past starts coming back to bite you.
Your damn village, you know, if you don't come, you know, basically, you know, and that's where the story begins, basically. You know, Thorfinn basically sneaks on the ship with Thor. You know, long story short, they run into Ashland's gang. And Thorfinn is basically a big part of the reason he knows why his father died. Because, you know, they used him as bait, obviously. You know, they saw the sun was there. They obviously, you know, used him as leverage. And, you know, Thor, being the strongest warrior in the entire world, will break down and do anything to keep his son alive, even just if it was for a second longer.
And then from that point on, it's just you think it's just an anime of revenge.
And you think, you know, a savage like Ashland, the most savage man in the world, the most smartest. He was the smartest. So
without a doubt.
they run into Ashland's gang, right? Who's the pirate, like of that crew who was like meant to capture Thor, and he's successful. He outsmarted everyone, and well, it really was down to just having Thor there. Thorfinn, the young boy, he got lucky.
It worked out perfectly.
Ashland had a lot of luck, but a lot of brains, and man, I ended up falling with Ashland. He's like this old dude. He's like an old pirate, probably in his about like, because about like I would say 50s, which is pretty old for back then.
I say maybe like 40s when the show starts.
I would say
50s.
Yeah, about 40s going into 50s, which is old, super old for like that time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So he was a bull. Like he was like a guy who was like living like.
The man was dope though. The man could fight, trained all his life, like, and he was good.
Dude, just like that scene, like when he was like, he realized, bro, like Thor just like spared, like he sees all his guys floating back up, like because they're all presumed dead, like in his head, like dude, they just got all smashed up by Thor. Yeah. He just like hit them in spots where it was knocking them out, but he could have easily killed all of them. He sees them all floating up, they're all alive, bro, and just, man, he realizes like, wow, he's like, what the, like who the, like. Do I really feel guilty for this savage ass monster of a man? But he's like, damn, bro, like I fucking kind of do.
It makes you see all these sides. He
never says it out loud. He never like it's never something he's like truly like speaks of until he's about to die. Like, what are you gonna do with your life? Like when I'm gone. Like he obviously always cared about him, like always before before the moments, but Thor's just so set, on. So Thor ends up, Thorfinn, the son, ends up following Ashland, right? Because, why? Because he wants to kill him.
Wants a revenge, man.
He's just on his whole journey. He's just, he ends up like just boarding his ship. At first he had an opportunity to kill him in his sleep. Ashland, being the guy he is, he honestly like, he's kind of the guy who like wouldn't even mind if that kid killed him.
I think he literally said, "Let him do it."
He because all the other guys were like ready to guard. But yeah, exactly. He had opportunities, but Thorfinn never would pull the trigger. He never would do it in his sleep.
But
because you know why? Because Thor, his father lived with the utmost honor. He wouldn't kill a man behind his back. He wouldn't, He would never kill a man unless it was a true duel, like unless it was like an honorable duel. So Thorfinn would constantly, try to duel Ashland.
True warrior, Viking's death.
Right? As Ashland was raising him at the same time, always like watching him, like sending him in to like do certain like, assassin jobs.
Certain things that are going to make him stronger, but at the same time, like, hey, I've got this tool, I might as well use it. Like, is he doing it to help him, or is he doing it for his own purpose?
And kind of would like bribe him and be like, I will duel you.
Yeah.
You can kill me, but you have to do this for me. You have to do these missions. You have to do these jobs. And, and Thorfinn would do it. He would do it with ease. He would just assassinate these people. He would go in. And then every single time he would go to duel Ashland, he would seem like he was stronger than him, right? This frail old
Every time
Ashland,
he thought he had it. They're like, oh, yeah.
You would think he was stronger. He was more vicious every single time he would fight him. And every single time, Ashland would outsmart him and be able to control his emotions more in every single fight, which led to Thorfinn's defeat every single time.
Every
they
time.
Dueled. Even till the end of Ashland's life. Spoiler alert. Please watch, because this is, most people have seen season 1.
Absolutely.
Which is why we're
so.
really going in on it. But to the people that haven't seen it, please watch it, man. Because just the story of Ashland and Thorfinn, to me, was one of my favorite stories I've ever, I think, just really, encountered.
It's so amazing. Unique, so good. It's in a time period that's not really covered. much for anime or anything, and it's just well done. Isn't it the same animators that do Attack on Titan 2 as well?
Yes.
So like that right there is just another reason.
So also Ashland. So Ashland's sole job, right, was to like escort the prince back to the country to basically save that country because that king was corrupt.
Bro,
'Cause
big
Ashland
time.
had actual purpose. Like Ashland may have been like the bad guy in like to like Thorfinn's side of the story, but he was a true hero in his own story.
More so for like the world and what the
And
the world that's
everything he
being
went through?
the world that's being made in that time. He already can like see into the future and knows what changes need to be made now to
Yes.
change how all of civilization is. And it's like you don't catch that. You see the whole story differently when you finish season 1, and I think that's what makes it so great.
If I ever get an anime character tatted on me first, I'm saying it right here. My dude, Ashland, bro.
No way.
I swear, bro, I love him that much. Like, literally, I told you when I first saw that anime, I loved him so much. That character
That's
was
crazy.
so good. Like, bro, it made me think Vinland Saga was like top 5.
See, we got into a heated debate about that too because when you told me that, I was like, no way. Like, I love Thorfinn because I'm a very big like.
I'm a main character guy too.
So I got
like,
that cheesy stereotype. Like, I'm much rather the main character. And then you told me, and you're like, bro, you saw it all wrong. This whole season was about Ashland, not Thorfinn. I was like, damn it, you're right. Like, so technically, he was the main character of season 1.
It was about
the whole prologue to give you Thorfinn's story.
Like, let me retrace that because it was about Thorfinn, but it was about Ashland raising.
That's the thing, though.
Thorfinn.
Yeah, it's Thorfinn's prologue, Ashland's
Right?
story.
Yes, the story of
And now-
Ashland. Because I did tell you that. I was like,
Yeah.
no, season 1 was the story of Ashland, bro.
Perfect.
Oh my god, and he gets to the king, right? He escorts. The king is constantly trying to kill his own son, but Ashland, in even less time of raising Thorfinn, made the prince from a bitch. Sorry, excuse my
No,
language.
you classified him right.
I'm not talking gender. He was like so soft. He turned him into a literal cutthroat, like smart king, like literally within such
The matter
a
of
short
no
amount
time,
of
bro.
time. It was incredible. Like literally he knew exactly what he had to do. He had to kill his servant. He's like,
Yep.
You need to die. Like he's like, you're making this guy soft. You are babying him. You're doing everything for him, and he is not gonna change until you are gone.
Bro, I want to rewatch season 1 now. Just talk about this. I'm like, damn, I want to watch it again.
We're rewatching it all in our minds right now because, like I told you, I really was close to season 1, and which is why we're gonna talk about season 2 soon because I am already loving it.
Absolutely.
But man, Ashland, right? He gets to the king, and bro, the king kind of like obviously isn't like a total idiot. So when they finally escort the king after like multiple times of the king trying to assassinate his own son on the way, like Ashland's trying to rescue this prince while his own father, the king, is trying to kill the prince. And Ashland is just such a beast with his little crew. It's like nobody is able to kill this
Outsmarting
prince.
everything. He's outrunning them,
100
outsmarting,
steps-
outfighting, bro.
Like I said, always 100 steps of everybody. He wouldn't have been able to kill the strongest man in the entire world if he wasn't 100 steps ahead of him and got
prepared.
lucky though.
Yeah.
And got lucky though because the sun was there. He would have been
Oh, yeah.
done. There's no way he would have gotten Thor.
But that's
without
just how
Thor.
strong Thor was. I mean, it still shows Ashland had so many contingencies and plans. Like, he had it set up. It just worked out the best it could have for him.
Yeah.
So season 1 of Vinland Saga was just wild, emotional, crazy. And then season 2, we got jumped right into some chaos.
I gotta say, man, as a man, right? Spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't seen Vinland Saga 2, because we're getting right into it. as a man, if I saw my mother and my sister being like shredded by barbarians, I would die
Trying to fight for them.
to protect them. Even though it would kill me, and you see this guy. Basically, that happens. He sees his mom, his sister get torn right in front of these barbarians who end up taking him, right, and selling him off as a slave, and just man,
going through with it. Just not
Going
really putting up a fight. Like we had Thorfinn season 1 who is fighting, resisting everything, but still going in with it. And this guy's just, I'm too weak. I can't do it. All right, whatever you say. Like what? But I want to go back to that scene that you're just talking about. The mom is in the critical condition in this moment. The sister's like with the brother. They're both crying. They're making too much noise. Enemies are coming. And then you get that like awkward moment where you're sitting there and they're like, haha, there's girls too. Let's have our way with them. In that moment, I was like, he's got to kill his mother. That's the only way to save her. She dies on her own. And then the sister they take and he just sits there. Bro, I was like, oh my God, like what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
I know. I thought he would at least try. But
bro,
you let me down.
Yeah, but it really, animes do that where it's like it makes you feel something. Like you felt the fear. You were worried. You're sitting there like, please, like she needs to get away. Like I don't want to know what they're about to do.
So he ends up, getting sold as a slave, right? And ends up basically getting bought by the right guy because this guy basically is trying to like buy back his freedom, right? He introduces him to Thorfinn, right? So we finally get to see our main character, where Thorfinn is working for his freedom too. So these guys are basically getting set to work together to build a farm and buy back their freedom.
Let's not forget, right before he met Thorfinn's grandpa, uncle, I forget who the guy was, from his town that has spent entirety of season 1 searching for Thorfinn because he knows he's still alive. Yep. And now this man, they have yet to touch on it, but knows that he's still looking for him. Thorfinn still has no idea that somebody from his village is alive and looking for him. So that's something else we just have going on in the background, and assuming he's still alive.
Well, he met him in season 1, one of the guys from the old village. You're saying from his old village?
Yeah.
He knows that they were searching for him.
He does?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
So in season 1, he does encounter him, and, basically he tries to convince Thorfinn, like, please come back with me. Like, you can leave this life. Like, your dad didn't want this for you type. And, like, Thorfinn was like, bro, like, I've set for years. You don't even know me anymore. Like, this is who I am. And he didn't recognize. He even has a moment where he sees Thorfinn, like, still as the young boy and then just, like, sees who he is now. And it's, like, such a huge difference. Like, he was so innocent as a child and just straight savage looking at this teen.
Yeah,
man.
That's another just character development and the total change of him. Yeah, like he just knew this little boy, sweet little boy, would practice with all the others in the village, fighting, just to this straight savage. Like all Thorfinn knows is war, which he still got his human decency. Mm-hmm. He's not out here pillaging women or anything. He's still got his morals. Don't get him mad. The man's a savage.
I'm curious to see the story of Thorfinn now, because now it is going to set to like what is he going to do? Like what is he going to live for? What is he living for,
Yeah, I mean he looks like he's really set in the slave life. Like this is it now. Like you said before, what do I do after my goal of Ashland is gone? Well, now he's got this new goal, however he became this man's slave, of working for his freedom, having his own land, doing everything. And now he has this new partner. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we can see him toughen up the partner while the partner brings Thorfinn back into reality. Like, hey, like, live, be a person. Because in these new episodes, like, he has this, like, emotionless face, just the stare. He's existing, going through the motions, nothing else.
No, exactly. I'm over here thinking of the person that just tried to prank call us while we're doing our freaking podcast. Sorry. I'm like literally thought that mid-thought while you were talking. I'm so sorry.
You're good. We be having fun on these podcasts.
We have a little too much fun where people think they can try to prank call us while I'm doing the pod. Won't name any names, but man.
I enjoyed the prank. Thank you.
Nah, man, don't say that because then they'll try.
Please don't do it again. Please don't do it again.
We're gonna set a bounty on you, all right?
All the anime weebs, we ready. We got a hit for you.
Oh, you don't
Space
know.
Cowboys.
Hey, we're getting closer and closer every day to making Twos a One Piece guy.
I'm so
He's so close to just.
I'm so close.
Because you don't understand, bro. He will be a new man coming out of this anime.
I do also need all of you to know, and my friends that I've told about this podcast that watch it. I've gotten your text. I've seen your messages. We will talk about One Piece in this podcast. If somehow you don't know, Drace is like the One Piece god. That man has, from day one, told me to watch it. We will get into it. I promise you. I see your text. I see your messages.
If anything, you could call me God Usopp.
We will give... Soon we will have a full One Piece episode where that's all we talk about. Because a lot of you are begging.
You see, guys, he would have chuckled at that joke if he was caught up on one.
Yo, chill.
When I said God Usopp, he literally would have been like, like a chuckle.
Like, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, I know, like, it's whatever, dog.
Because Usopp's obviously like such a troll character, but like he has like his moments where it's just like he is like the freaking coolest guy in the world. Oh man, but he'll always be the Krillin. He'll always be the Kuwabara, the just jokingly side character that we all love to death.
What's wrong with being Krillin, man? Krillin got Android 18. I'll be Krillin all day, baby.
Ain't nothing. They're some of my favorite characters. Kuwabara, I literally told you, is like my favorite side character of all time. You know?
That's true. I do want to go back real quick to my favorite antagonist, just in the shows that we've been like talking about, really. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I like this character. He's not like really doing anything crazy in the story, but Bachira in Blue Lock, I don't know why I love him. The man with the footwork that told Isagi about his monster and like really motivates Isagi.
Yeah, because that really got the main character motivated. Exactly.
He pushes the whole story. Every time they win, Bachira is a part of it. Or like somehow like his motivation is pushed. Bachira is really like held down the first season.
Now they're down to the twos, right? Like
yeah.
Because I think eventually it's going to get down to just like Dolo. It's going to be it already is like it's all about you as a striker and yourself. Like
yeah, that'll be the next.
Eventually it's going to be like one-on-ones and then team one-on-ones and then like I don't know. I could see them doing a whole bunch of different like things with like just the style of like being the striker and
it's interesting to see how we're going to end up because a new episode just aired today. And it wrapped up the 2v2 fight. Mm-hmm. And eventually we're getting to a 5v5. And that's when
Spoiler alert.
Well, no, they explained it.
I'm just saying to people who haven't seen the newest episode.
Yeah, there's a new system now
I got to talk about that because we'll talk about that.
They're competing, and it's every time they lose. It's teams of 3v3. Mm-hmm. When they lose, the winner gets to take someone from your team until you go down to a 2v2. If you lose that, the person that doesn't get picked, you're gone forever. This goes eventually until you get a team of 4 or a team of 5. You face another team of 5, and you get to move on. We don't know what happens then, but right now the team-ups, they're throwing some characters together that have like should not work, but it's cool to see them play together. Mm-hmm. And I cannot wait to see what the 5v5 probably for the end of the season will end up being because it's looking promising right now.
Yeah, I know. They do such a great job on just like just the animation of the kicks. Like it's so exhilarating. The way they animate it, it's just so graphical. Like it's almost like you feel that Goku Kamehameha wave just coming out of their legs. And you really feel that. Like it's shonen. It's very shonen and we love that shonen aspect to the graphics and to the animation.
Yeah.
When you can make your story super intricate and like different, like how Blue Lock is doing, and then like also add that very like shonen style like graphics and like it just makes for a complete
when you make kicking a goal corner shot into one of the most epic anime sequences off of like a little like power move. I love it. You turn something like in everyday life. It's like this really cool idea, and it's like something like somebody has to work for. Somebody's superpower,
It's exactly what Haikyuu did so well, what Kuroko no Basket did so well, which is why I strongly suggest you to watch Kuroko no Basket, because you like Blue Lock, you like Haikyuu, you will like Kuroko no Basket. You will love. You're sitting right next to a freaking goat right now.
You watch me put it on my list.
Kuroko no Basket, you'll come back and you'll freaking want to hug that thing every
I'm taking it
day.
home. The second I watch it, I'm taking it home.
Bro,
I'll swap them out.
Please.
But yeah,
if you're
man.
a Blue Lock fan, if you guys are Blue Lock fans, if you're Haikyuu fans, do yourself a favor, watch Kuroko no Basket. And if you're a Kuroko no Basket fan and haven't watched the other two, do yourself a favor and watch. I'm telling you, the sports animes are on the verge of just killing it.
I can personally say I'm not a sports guy. I'm not like anything like that. So especially when it came to the animes, like I don't even play Madden really. Like, so sports isn't really like my games. Like I'd rather play it in person. I don't want to watch it. And everyone told me Haikyuu. I was like, damn, it was perfect, phenomenal. And then I watched Aowashi, now Blue Lock. I've got to say, sports animes are a category that a lot of people sleep on.
Yep.
And I've changed my ways. It is definitely a go-to watch. The 3 that he named, please do yourself a favor.
Literally, I mean, they're like the sports animes are becoming they're like must watch when they come at this.
Yeah,
point.
man.
The way they're showing the graphic, like I said, the shonen style into sports is just amazing.
So I do want to bring
Limitless.
up. We talked about this before the podcast. We were on the phone earlier. A difference that I kind of noticed today in like our anime taste. An anime that's super relatable, like real world scenarios, something you could see yourself in, versus a character that's totally unrelatable, super overpowered, just like pure action and stuff that will not happen.
Well, no, yeah, you say that, but like my version of that is like I love like the super relatable stuff, but it's also very outlandish.
Yeah.
Right? Because obviously the Tokyo Revengers, like going back in time and like having that is out, like to me that's like the outlandish thing that I need, that I love, that or like just certain things about the animes that they do that, and they draw that like Spy Family, just having her be able to read minds, like that makes it even cooler because it's not just the slice of life, that part that I like. I like when they can really fuse both. They add like that slice of life with the super science fiction stuff, and like it like for Dr. Stone or like they make it amazing. Like when they really like do it well.
See, and it's crazy because I didn't realize, like, I do love all those animes, but I found like my personal favorites are like the Fire Force reincarnated as a slime, like something that's like nothing to do with my life, like totally just a made up alternate world.
Yeah, and that's how I like my video games.
See, and that's where I'm like kind of like opposite. Like I want my video games to be me in like GTA, walking the street.
No, I want my video games. I like to be in like alien worlds. I like to be in space. I like to be like in super, like that's why I like Apex. That's why I like Halo. That's why I like more like. I play Call of Duty, but like it just feels more gray to me. I'm like, what do I want to fucking be in a real looking world? I'm already here. Like,
that's where you want your escape.
Yeah.
See, anime's where I like my escape. Like I feel like that's everybody. Everybody goes to anime as like that escape, or like you get your answers, you get your life lesson.
But
true.
Because I mean, like from the beginning of my One Piece journey in middle school, like way back when, my friend was always ahead of me in One Piece, and my close friend Chris, who really got me back into like heavy into anime. And, he was always ahead of me, whether in the anime, and then when I finally caught up, then he like would catch up in the manga sometimes. But there was always times where he would give me spoilers, and there was a time where I was just like, I'm sick of it. So I completely caught up to manga, caught up to anime. I was like, no more. It came to a point. But I would never like get mad when he would tell me like what was going on, because I was like, it would always just. Still, when I got to the part like that, he would tell me, it was just like I said, it was its own. It was like that. That's one thing for me.
See, I'm totally different. I'm like, it's the same reason I don't read manga, because I don't want to know what's coming and have to wait for that like reveal. I'm big on like getting my reveals when they happen. Now, if a spoiler happens, I'm not gonna like throw a hissy fit, but like at the same time, I'm like, damn, you really did that.
See, that's why you gotta stay. But like comments and all that stuff will spoil stuff even more than like clips, because like
Absolutely.
I've gone down comment sections and like literally one of the main spoilers that I really was sad about was in Demon Slayer, which I will not say because most people will be really mad. But I have now read the entire manga of Demon Slayer. At the time, I had not yet, and finding out someone who basically dies early really hurt me.
Damn.
But yeah, I'm caught up now, and everything is, I don't know, like I said, like it doesn't like still like knowing it was gonna happen and like reading it, I still, it was just still so good. It was so good when it happened.
And that's a good thing about anime, man. Like, people want to talk about it because when it happens, it is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just hard not to. Like, that's the whole reason we did this podcast, because stuff happens. We're like, I need to talk about this. I got to get it out.
Anime is, it's just very expressive. Like, it's very expressive within the stories. So, like, you know, it's cool. It makes us almost more expressive because when we talk about it,
yeah.
you got to be hype. How can you not be hype talking about, like, such hype, you know,
Bro,
scenarios?
if you out here talking about a one punch fight, he's like, yeah, like, and then he punched. Like, no, bro, he punched. Ah!
He punched through a wall and the gravel fell and, you know, pebbles just scattered. Like.
There was like a mosquito queen and he like swatted her. Splat.
Yeah, man. It's funny because, you know, most people probably get introduced to anime just seeing them titties. But, like, you know, as me, you know, I was always the fights, you know.
Bro, the fights always did it.
Those were just a plus. The fights were what first drew me in. I mean, now it's more like a plot thing. I'm looking for just something crazy that I've never heard of.
It's hard to be an anime fan that is just a fan of fights, because you're living like fight to fight. Like, you're looking for those animes. Like, when's the next big fight arc? Like, when are they gonna fight? Like, I got 2 weeks till a big fight scene. Like, you got to broaden your horizons and find some other interests, because it's for a while there's like probably like a couple months I got heavy in just like action fights. I'm like, that's all I want in my anime. And I'm like scrolling through watching so many trash animes, like these fights aren't good, but there's a lot of them. Like, this is okay. Like,
I never like just looked for fighting animes or just it was always just like what like kind of just hit me.
yeah,
Because I was always all over the place. Sports animes, you know, slice of life animes, some love animes, you know, some of those like Erased and 13 that are, you know, kind of like, you know, not the Tokyo Revenger story,
good.
but like, you know, that going back in time and saving someone. And
but yeah, they give you a new genre, like you said, like Erased to Tokyo Revengers. Like, you know, when Erased first came out, I was like, I don't know what to describe this to. And in Tokyo Revengers, I remember like we were texting back in the day, and I was like, yeah, man, like give it like another shot. Like, it's got this like Erased vibe to it. Like, it's good. Like, and now I have this other genre that made me like it more, because I was like, man, there was another show that was kind of like this, and it was gas. So that means this is probably gonna be good. Sure enough, it was.
no, it was gas, man. Man, anime's come a long way, bro, and I just love the evolution of it. It's now what, a 3-point-something billion corporation. Anime.
I didn't know that, but I believe it.
Disney
Holy crap.
is actually trying to purchase Crunchyroll right now from Sony.
Bro, Disney, people don't realize how much anime Disney has in the works. Like, I'll go into my anime website where, like, you know, the stuff I can't find on Crunchyroll, you got to find, everybody has their anime website. I go to mine and I'll see something, it's like distributed by Disney Plus. I'm like, what? When did they do this? And like something else and something else. I'm like, bro, Disney in Japan got to be popping off right now. Like,
facts, man. We got to talk about this too, because this was a topic I was thinking about earlier.
yeah.
If you write a manga, it can be from anywhere, because I see the stigma going around that, like, you know, if it's not Japanese, yeah, I've even been told this myself, like, you're not writing a manga, Drace. Like, if you yourself envision it as a manga and that's what it is, that's what you were influenced by, and that's what you're pulling from, because most of my ideas and most of like everything I'm seeing in my mind that I'm making is being pulled from animes I watch and video games and also everything I've encountered, but like mainly anime and mainly manga. That is where I pull from the most. even though, yeah, I did read a fair amount of comic books when I was young. You know, the first Spider-Man series, Avengers, scattered all around. You know, some Batman, some Fantastic Four, just scattered around. But like manga, I feel like I've stuck to the most with, you know, through my life, and like read like, you know, more. At this point, definitely, I've read more at this point.
I definitely think that's something that should not be gatekept. Like,
Right.
everybody has a fair chance. Like, when it comes to animes, like, there's a couple French animes I've seen, and they're phenomenal. I didn't even realize they were until I like was looking it up.
Korean anime scene has been
bro.
blowing up, dude.
Korean anime is big.
What is it? Tower of God.
Is that a Korean anime?
That's a Korean anime.
Bro, which is gonna be big when it comes out. Boy.
God of High School, Korean anime.
No way,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
See, I didn't even know these. There's so many animes you're watching, and you're probably like,
because that's what it was at first. Like, anime came from Japan, but yes, it can branch off and be anime made from anywhere. Avatar is very much an anime.
we've gone over that, and I'll stick to it.
We will always. I will argue that to the end of time, because you sound like a clown if you don't think so. You're literally just one of those like stick stands. Like,
Yeah, bro. Don't hate on anything because it's not from Japan, or it's this or it's that. Give everything an equal shot.
be a
And I'll
stickler,
promise you,
right?
half of your favorite animes that you're telling people about are probably not where you think they're from. Bro, we got stuff all over. Like you said, you just told me those two, and I'm like, thought they were Japanese. That's my ignorance. Like, I would have had no idea.
dude, I mean, that's crazy to me. I mean, how could you think like it can only be a certain way because it's from this country? Like, that's crazy. Like, like basketball came from, well, actually technically came from Canada, so it's like, oh, it can only be played this way. If you played it in Japan, it's not basketball. Like, not that. See, like, things like that. Like, people will say, oh, that's a bad example, and that, like, at the end of the day, you can use any of that like an example, because none of that should be compared or anything. It should just be what it is. If you want it to be a manga, it's a manga.
Absolutely, bro. I 1,000% back you up on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to go over our anime list, all the things we're watching every week.
I'll go first because mine's probably shorter for right now.
Yeah, this will take me a second.
I've just been just keeping up with Tokyo. What's it called? To Your Eternity, Vinland. Always keep up with One Piece. I always keep up with the One Piece anime, and I'm excited for Black Clover to come back. Like, I'm stoked.
God,
I do have to watch Bungo Stray Dogs. I am behind.
you're gonna watch it?
I've seen the first. I've seen what was already there. I've seen first.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I have to see what's new.
Yeah, you gotta watch. I think season 2 and 3.
Main character's like
two
a
movies.
suicidal maniac.
Bro, it's so good.
He's always like
so good.
He was the original Gojo. I'm gonna say that on air. Bungo Stray Dogs. He was the original Gojo Sensei.
So
people might hate me for that, but I don't care. I love Gojo. I even have a Gojo plush. I could bring it to you, bro. Evidence.
Bungo Stray Dogs is.
All I'm gonna say is, bro, he was like the original Gojo Sensei, just to me. Or you can say Kakashi. You can say Kakashi.
Okay.
But I just see, the Sensei from Bungo Stray Dogs as like the.
So actually, funny enough, you'll love the new season. The new season is so far strictly the creator of the Division, and Rampo, the little detective dude with the glasses that thinks he's gifted. This whole season is the origin and how the detective agency formed. So it's off to a pretty good start. I'm liking it.
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
You ready for everything I'm watching week by week?
Oh man,
So this is why I don't.
Well, I was saying this first. Two's text me. He's like, "Bro, all these animes going on." I'm like, "All right, tell me, like, what is going on?" Because, like, bro, I'm sorry, like. I know most that's going on, but I'm sorry, I can't be on every account knowing everything that's going on. Give me a list so we can know what to watch, rather than you just be like, yo, everything is happening at once.
Well,
like, what is happening?
I'm going to update you because I wanted to wait for a couple episodes to come out because I figured there's a couple, usually by episode 3, I'll fall off of my list. I'm like, I'm not keeping up with it.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's what I got now. To Your Eternity Season 2, Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 2, Nier Automata, first season, Blue Lock, second part of the first season, Trigun, first season, Bungo Stray Dogs, Season 4, My Hero Academia, second half of the season, Ice Blade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World. Probably going to drop that one off.
Yeah.
Bo Fury, I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. Season 2, cute, adorable anime. One of those, like, sword arts. She goes in. Little girl, never played a game, doesn't want to get hurt, so literally just maxes out her defense. Breaks the game. It's great. Vinland Saga. Then on my other website, I'm watching Eminence of Shadow. Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Season 4, Part 2. And Giant Beast of Ours. All of them so far good. Ice Blade Sorcerer I'll probably get rid of. Probably hold on to the rest. I'm digging them so far. But yeah, I got Saturdays alone. I think I'm watching 5 animes every week.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Keep it up, man, and always inform me the must-watch animes, because I always do for you, at least in my perspective.
I think Bungo Stray Dogs.
The ones that, because like I'm like you, where I do dive into a lot of animes, but don't always stick to all of them, because not all of them. That's just how it is. It's like reading a book. It's like picking up a manga. It's like music. You know, you're gonna like kind of try out a bunch, and then like you'll stick to the ones that you really like. With me, with a manga, I'll like read like the first few chapters of like a bunch, and like whichever one I really like. I even passed Jujutsu Kaisen for Undead Unluck.
Really?
Because it just the first few chapters stuck to me that much more. And
Dang.
I was like, I'm going to go with this one. So like certain things, you know, you just stick to what you like. And I did finish the first season of So What, I'm a Spider.
Yeah?
I should have predicted, obviously, that she was going to transform into a human at the end, you know. She had all her consciousness going after her mother at one point. I thought that was cool. There's definitely a lot of cool elements. It's definitely not one I would like suggest to most people.
Okay.
But I for the anime community, I suggest it. For the people that are like mainstream kind of animes to like starting new animes, I wouldn't suggest it. But I would suggest it to anime watchers, like people you, like people that I've met, like that I worked with before. You know?
I don't think anybody looking to get into anime, I'm going to start them off with that.
Yeah,
but it's definitely one like,
starter.
hey, if you just like you're out of stuff to watch and you want something, check it out. Dr. Ramune, I'm still not done. I watched 4 episodes and then I got sidetracked with all this and life, and no excuse. I still need to. I really like the characters. The scenarios that they're fixing and healing.
Oh, it's so weird and cool, though.
Yeah, it's so... I just wasn't...
You saw the popcorn episode, though, right?
Yeah, I wasn't ready for the weird factor. Like, the weird factor kind of threw me for a loop.
I warned you, though.
I know.
But, because to me, what the writer did there is, like, he took real-life stuff, like, real-life morals, and just, like, turned them into curses, and, like, they have to figure out, like... kind of what's going on psychologically, and I just love that type of writing, bro. I love that psychological.
So it's really cool, like the life lessons that they learn and everything. And I mean, you can really tell where it's going. Like, you know, from the start of the story, like you can
like
tell
to
where
learn with his.
I don't. I'm one of those people. No, but I'm one of those people. When I watch something, the whole time I'm trying to like spoil it for myself. I'm like, all right, so this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. That's why when like a big twist happens, I'm like, whoa, I love it. Dr. Ramune, I think the reason I'm like not super huge into it is because like I can tell where it's going, but at the same time, that's what makes it enjoyable. It's like one of those like. You're not out here working to fight the show. You can really sit back, relax, and watch it. Get your life lessons out of it, and go on about your day. Have like a little happy time.
I feel like it was pretty unpredictable a lot of times because he would use like pretty drastic measures.
Some weird.
Dr. Imune would use some pretty drastic measures. Like, but he would know that he knew that they had to go through this, or they would never like change or come to these realizations. It was always like pretty intense, you know, rituals and stuff. Like, not rituals, I want to say, like
but he gives them like
methods,
like the temporary cures and stuff, like, and then like just make things so much worse. And you know, they're like, oh, what have I done? Like, I should have done this from the get-go. And you're like, You should have. I said it from outside the TV. I was like, you should have picked that. But no, it's good. So I would say we both suggested ones that are like not exactly our styles, but the both of those absolutely. If like, I'm not gonna recommend them to new anime watchers, but if you've seen a bunch of animes like us and you're looking for something new, I'd be like, yeah, check it out.
It's not. Yeah, that to me. Yeah, depending if you're like one of those people that like weird stuff. Then
Yeah.
But like me, yeah, it's a suggestion to someone who's already like an anime watcher.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, especially if you like those like mysticism, like what is it like? Because it's mysterious diseases. Like if you like that mystery kind of like a not fantasy, but like spiritual side of anime,
Well, like
it's a fun watch.
To me, it's very Mob Psycho-ish in a way, but like, you know, it's its own.
Yeah.
It's not Sidekick. It's more.
I'm having trouble like labeling it. I know the word, but I can't get it in my head. But it's that spiritual kind of mysticism
I was
that
gonna
I
say,
like.
for a quick sec, we'll talk. You know, we're gonna wrap things up soon, but we gotta talk about our shirts.
Yes,
I got
sir.
the Megami.
Got the Ranking of
from
Kings,
Food
baby.
Wars, baby. You know I love Food Wars. I got quite a few Food Wars merch.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Bro, actually,
Ranking
the other
of
day,
Kings, though, I love it.
right? I got a Fire Force shirt. I forget.
Nice.
Wow, this is bad for being a big fan. I forgot her name, but the cat girl, she's on it. It's an all pink shirt. I was wearing it the other day, and somebody literally stopped me. And he was like, "Bro, I've never seen somebody rock Fire Force gear," and it made my
It's a
whole day, bro.
conversation starter, bro.
I was just like, dude, just stopped me walking down the mall. I was like, my dog. Then we started talking for like 15, 20 minutes. We were just talking back and forth about anime. My whole day was made, dude. I was smiling ear to ear. I'm like, Rock could hit on 12 bitches and get rejected. I don't care right now.
Yeah, man, that's funny, man. Nah, man, that's why I love wearing. If anyone ever recognized this shirt, I would be like, yo.
Yeah, it's so obscure because it's not like anything from an episode.
Because come on, man, like, yeah, and this is like not even like the main character, obviously, like, because I love side character. I'm a side character fiend.
Well, side character slut over here.
I almost wanted someone to marry Megami. I was like, bro, like, I love Megami so much, but obviously, you know.
Yeah.
He fell in love with the main character, but
Come on, he had to.
it was amazing. I wish Food Wars could come back because there's still a lot they could do. There's still so much they could do, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's Leave It Be. They ended it so well. Well, again, I can't say anything. I didn't watch the final season. I saw the first 2 episodes of it, and I was like, you know what? I love the way they wrapped it up in the season before so much.
I still ate it up. I don't care. It's Food Wars is just so good for
dude.
what it is. Like, because I watch it like I'm reading a manga, like, and that's what it makes you feel like. Like, literally, like, if you actually like pay attention to the writing and like what is going on, like, they're so intricate with the ingredients and the flavors and just
Bro,
the way they explain, you know, these sensations is just so in depth.
It
So
makes you hungry. It makes you want to cook. Like it's so good,
Right?
bro.
Gets you to want to be a cook. Like, yo, that looks fun. They make cooking look fun. If anime can make like something that's not usually that fun, like look fun,
Yeah.
like to me, I like playing volleyball even more now after Haikyuu.
Absolutely, dude.
I think cooking is way cooler now after Food Wars. I've always thought fighting was cooler because of fighting anime.
Bro, I'll tell you what. I've had
And,
so
like-
much more fun banishing Ghost since Mob Psycho. Like, I'm way better at it now.
Yeah, you've been getting rid of your
Ghost hunting like crazy, dog.
Dude, you were
Bro, shut up.
proud.
You remember we used to.
Me and Mike were me and Mike were the ghost hunters.
Bro, these two would kick in abandoned doors and be like, "Hey, Ghost, I dare you to come to me." You'd be like, "Oh, yo, bro, chill.
Yeah.
Stop. You inviting bad spirits?"
Yeah, a couple of them followed you home, huh?
Bro, chill. That's who took my hair, dog.
Nah, man. That's what you're blaming?
It's gotta be it. I'm a good person, dog.
You still have your hair, bro. You can let it grow. Stop.
I could. It's just funny to make jokes, though.
Stop. Man. You
People
know you
eat
can
that
still
up.
grow your hair. Yeah, man. He's young. He's a young man, dude. He's a young senpai.
That's right. Shout out to me.
Yeah. You'll see him at the cons one day, man. Just shout out to Senpai, man. Just
Oh
pull
my
up on
God.
him. He ain't shy, bro. He's honestly, since I
Bro,
met him in
neither
high
of us
school,
are shy. Jesus.
he was literally the farthest from shy.
Crackhead energy. The
Like,
both of us, bro. You be like, you get like calm fits, and then you're just hype. Like
Yeah.
the two of us, our whole group was hype as hell, dude.
No, but he just had that confidence. He'd go up to any girl in the hallway, man, and just, bro, kick some game, bro, no matter
Bro.
what. I got to give it to
I had
Senpai.
zero cares back then. I was like, whatever. Well, honestly, it was all Cam. Cam was like, if you don't do it, my boy, somebody else will. And I was like, you're right. Why fuck somebody else? Is my go.
There you go, man. Hey, everyone needs a kick from a good friend.
Bro, if your boys
From
ain't
a
pushing
Megami,
you,
from a Kurabara, from a
little
Killua,
Bachura.
a Killua.
We all need a Killua.
We all need a Killua in our lifetime. Damn, shout out. That's such a good thing, bro. Please clip that one.
Clip that.
Yo, we all need a Killua in our lifetime. Like, oh my God. It's just reliable friends. You know, you got to keep them tight, bro.
Bro, I love the new side characters. I know you said it before, and I was just thinking about it. Like, all the ones you said, like, as long as they're not a Sasuke side character, I'm so happy.
I love that these manga writers are just they're putting so much detail into every character rather than just the main characters now, right? Everyone gets their time to shine, and it doesn't draw enough away from the main character. Like it's still online, always about the main character, but like they're getting to, you know, like Ashland.
Yeah.
To me, I would have to say, damn, he's a damn near close side character right there with Kuwabara. Because me,
That's true.
I said I would tat him, and I ain't lying. If I would tat an anime character, the first one I would do is Ashland, bro. Just like on his freaking, ends. Just
You're saying that over a
slicing
One Piece
people up.
tattoo.
I know, right? I don't even have a One Piece tat. I just have, bro, like, I have so much One Piece merch.
That's true,
I
bro. You
have
do.
nothing Vinland.
Your room's filled with that.
I need like some Vinland merch.
Well, that's why we need all these newer animes to get a little bigger, so the merch starts coming out.
Wait, do I? I might have like a mug or like something Vinland. I might have something Vinland. I don't remember. Or maybe a poster. Maybe I bought a poster. I don't have like, literally I don't have half of my posters hung up. They're just like in my closet. Like I have like a whole like collection of
Oh my God.
40 posters like rolled up. I have like all the One Piece like wanted posters all just like tucked in my closet.
Bro, put the wanted posters up. Those things are clean.
They'll go up.
bro.
I want to wait for the right time, right? In the right place.
I feel
when I'm
that.
in the right, when I'm in my spot and I'm like, it'll come.
All right.
They're
all
gonna
right.
all get hung up, and I almost want like frames for all of them. Like I don't want them to like start getting worn down.
Bro, I thought about doing
I'm a
my.
poster freak.
I like posters, but it's just getting the frames and everything. And then I'm like, so kind of the same. Like if I ever do get posters, I want all the posters.
These are all
So-
posters. You remember this poster used to be in my room,
Bro,
I don't
for
know
the
if you're-
longest time. Of course I remember,
don't
bro.
think they could see it, but it's a Biggie poster right behind me.
Hey, bro, we used to play Super Smash while that man watched over us endlessly.
Literally, I was like in middle school, had a Biggie poster with a cigar in his mouth. Hey, my mom was like literally the best though.
Goated.
She honestly kept me away from most of that stuff for as long as she could.
Bro, shout out Drace. Drace's mom is literally the GOAT. She's the
Man,
sweetest
your
lady.
mom is the go-to, man.
Oh.
Miss Michelle, bro. Hey, shout out. Maria Michelle.
Shout out to our moms, dog.
Shout out to the moms, bro. We wouldn't be anime lovers without them.
That's
we
true.
wouldn't be, as passionate as we
And they really like deal with us going on. Be like, Mom, I've been watching this new anime, and she'll listen to me for like 5 minutes. Like she'll let me go on. She's like, all right, I have no idea what you're saying, but like I'm glad you're happy.
Yeah, my mom will even like watch the podcast for like maybe like a minute because she has no idea what the heck we're talking about.
She's like, oh, they look like they're having fun.
At least they go and click and like show some support, man. That's all it's about.
We love the mamas.
Yeah, man, bro. It's all for them, bro. We gotta make this happen, and do it for the moms, not do it for the anime dads that left to go get milk, never came back.
We're looking
I'm
at
just
you,
kidding.
Gones dad.
Just kidding. Our dads were amazing. though.
Our dads are great. Our dads are great.
We are lucky, yeah. No, we're lucky. Me and Suze, man. That's why we get to be here right now, bro, and just talk about anime and just be lucky and
God
have.
bless, dog.
We got good heads on our shoulders, and good taste in anime.
That's true, bro.
Yeah, man. It's been a
We
good
got-
ride, though, man.
We got a bunch coming, guys. We got a bunch. There's all these animes, and this is just the first month of the year. Like, there's only so much more to come. Stick with us. Let's ride along.
I do have to mention Sonic Prime came out. I haven't really checked it out yet. I did see like part of the first episode. Definitely more like for a younger crowd.
What's that? What is Sonic Prime?
A new Netflix show for Sonic.
Really?
You know me, I'm the Sonic lord.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna watch it just to watch it, but yeah, I'm playing the game right now. I haven't beaten it. I'm doing a million other things, and you know me, I dropped everything for Pokemon. I'm letting everyone know I'm on my way to the Pokemon League right now. About to fight the Elite Four. About to wreck them. Actually, right now I probably need a level.
I was say, you
my
better
guys.
get
I
some
might
grinding
need to
done.
prepare a little.
Grind
bit
a little
more.
bit.
I might need to prepare a little bit more, right? Because I finished everything, and some of my guys are a little low. But nah, I'm on my way there, man. I can't wait, bro. Once you start playing one of the Pokemon games, you just cannot
You get sucked in,
stop.
bro.
You cannot. That's the thing about those games.
It's dangerous, dog. Every time especially they make all their games on portable fucking consoles, so you just play it everywhere.
What's crazy is because like I played like the entire Sword and Shield pretty much like on my TV on the big screen.
Yeah,
And like this entire one, I've just been playing on the Switch, on
like
the
handheld, right?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. I've just been going around the house on the couch or something like
Yeah.
on it, man. Yeah, I'm almost done with it. Like I don't know, but
Bro, you saw they're already working on the next Switch,
really,
and they're shooting up production of these Switches in lieu of the new Zelda coming out. They already know like
damn.
the Switch sales are gonna go huge once that comes out. So, just in case any of you were looking for a Switch and stuff, or you're waiting for when that game does come out, Nintendo said they are ramping up production in prep for it. Just a little fun fact.
I'm waiting actually for Pokemon Home to come out because I did decide in Pokemon Sword and Shield to like do the whole like raising what's it called, hatching the Pokemon and getting them to like their highest stats, like to the so I have a good set of Pokemon on my Sword and Shield.
Is Pokemon Home not linked to Scarlet and Violet yet?
Not yet. I don't think so.
Oh, I was wondering what
Might
you were
be
talking
wrong.
about.
It might have changed by now. I gotta check to make for sure. But but I need that to come because I might still add a few more, like still get their stats up because my team still had a few weak links on Sword. I played some like online, and I would either like wreck somebody or like somebody would wreck me.
So I got to ask because I'm
balance.
Personally, like, I'm a believer in this. What team are you going to use to beat the Elite Four? The Scarlet Violet team? Or are you trying to get your old team to finish out?
No, Scarlet Violet team.
Okay.
I don't ever like trade my like old Pokemon to like go fight the Elite Four. No, I stick with the guy like with. Cause then you start like going a little attached, right, on this journey.
Yeah.
Like, the ones you started with, and I chose the Leaf.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's who I would pick.
Cause she's so cool. It's just a little green cat, and I named her Nico Ivy.
Damn.
So when she fully evolves, she like it literally looks just so like the name fits it so perfect. How I got the name actually is because I love Nico Robin so much.
Really?
And she reminds me of Poison Ivy. So so I was like, Nico Ivy. I don't know. I was like, hey, that's a name for one of my animes. I'm like,
Look at this wordsmith over here. That's
a
man.
name for one of my animes. I'm gonna name a character after that. I love. I've named certain anime characters in my manga that I've been writing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's actually come from like Pokemon names that I've named Pokemon, or vice versa.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I got the cat actually the bird Pokemon of this game is fire.
Really?
He's actually a fire type Pokemon, so he's actually fire.
Bro, it's been a while since I used one of the bird Pokemon.
But I usually don't either. But I didn't have a good like fire type Pokemon,
Yeah.
So from the beginning. But then I grew attached to him. So the three I've kept from the beginning are the starter Leaf Pokemon, that Pokemon, the bird who evolves like into 3 evolutions into the Firebird, and then a Taurus, a black Taurus.
Oh, bro, I saw that.
So
wanted
he's
it,
been in
bro.
my team from the beginning, and I originally did plan on. What's it called? On moving on from him eventually. But what happened was I got attached to him. I went to verse one of the Team Star. Like that's what the new
The Team Rocket.
yeah. So I went to verse one of the Team Star, and you go and you first you battle somebody at the gate, and then they make you do like a different style battle, right? Well, where you throw your Pokemon out of the balls, and they go and like attack all of their Pokemon.
Oh snap!
So so after that, I defeated them, and Taurus just wrecking everybody.
You're like,
then,
hold up.
I'm like, yeah, but then the leader, after I defeat her, and because then after that, then you fight the leader like in a real Pokemon battle.
Yeah.
She comes up to me and tells me, this Taurus of yours that you have is very special. You must keep it. And just basically, and I was like, dang. I was like, now I was like,
I was just about to get rid of this man.
This Taurus is special, man. I gotta keep it. He's been with me, and he's always been reliable. He has strong moves. He's got double edge and what else? Drill run and a few others
Isn't it crazy how Pokemon gets us attached like that?
Yeah, man. He has a psychic, like a headbutt, Zen headbutt. That's a good move that I use of his. But yeah. So he has pretty good moveset, and he's kind of built like tankish. He's not cute, like tank, but he's not like one of my favorite dragons now is Garchomp, and he's a part of my team right now.
Oh, of course.
So I also have Garchomp. I have Tyranitar, and then the electric poison type that was from the last sword, which I don't know if I'm going to keep him. He's the one guy I'm still iffy about.
Toxa,
yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I use him on my team. I liked him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
I don't know, but I wouldn't use him in this game just because I used him in the last one.
I know. He's the guy I'm still probably going to change out, which is why I was hoping that you had a Switch, because I have
a Switch, but it's not Sword and
I want Slowking. I'm trying to trade somebody so I can get a Slowking. I've never had Slowking in my actual
I can trade you in Sword and Shield.
I wonder if that would work. Nah, I don't think you can. They don't do that anymore. They made Pokemon Home, so that's erased.
What?
Yeah, that's why they made Pokemon Home. So
Bro, no way.
the other games aren't compatible with each other anymore.
What?
Right?
There's no way, bro.
I'm being serious.
I'm gonna look into that.
Why do you think they made Pokemon Home?
Bro, no, I'm looking into that. There's ain't no way.
Yeah.
You mean tell me if I boot up Sword and Shield right now, I can't trade with somebody on another Sword and Shield?
Oh no, with Sword and Shield, within the same games, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
No, but I'm talking about for.
Oh, but you want the Slowking for this team? Never mind.
Well, yeah.
I thought you just wanted one. I was like, I can trade you until you can have one.
Well, yeah, it's a sword.
Just not this game.
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
Slowking. He's a G. Psychic Water.
We gotta get back to the anime. We got sidetracked. Pokemon be doing that to us.
Pokemon is anime, bro. It was definitely an introduction anime.
It really was, bro. That was a childhood. Elementary school. I remember waiting for the bus, just watching it.
We had the best elementary school because Pokemon. We had the best time in elementary because Pokemon. And all these kids get they still have Pokemon, but it will never be when it was.
We got the original cards, bro. The original fossil deck.
Imagine something being new and this hype. Literally, Pokemon will always be hype, but when it was new, it was a whole different wave, bro.
Oh my god, bro! It took the world by storm. People were scared. Parents were worried. My kids are. South Park did the whole thing on it. It was huge, bro.
That gives me to a good thought that I've been thinking lately, because I want to be able to make movies like how we did back in the days when we made Willy Wonka. We made certain movies that were just way different and just became classics without even knowing it was going to become a classic. They made these movies, and you got to study what they really did, man. They just really learned what would be cool. What is the young kids, what do they love? Candy. What draws them? What would they want to go to? A factory, right? And what's going to make them remember this movie and talk about this for the rest of time, the soundtracks, which literally they did flawlessly, right? Sorry to get off track of anime, but I'm just talking about like writing in general.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I want to make the next Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. I want to make the next like
the next
Star
hit
Wars.
that's like a classic.
Because too many people are discouraged because these have been made that they think they can't make something just way. Don't try to make the next that. Like, try to make something that is the next.
Well,
they didn't have that in mind back then. Like, oh, I'm trying to make the next Star Wars, or like make the next Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I mean that's why we're stuck in the remake wars right now. Everybody's just remaking stuff because they're like, oh, like this was so good. Imagine how it'll be now. Like
graphics are enhanced.
Just make something new and take that risk.
Production is easier, and yeah, man. I want originality to really be brought back into media and animes. I'm already working on those. And
animes, I think anime is probably the one media that's really like staying original. Granted, we've got way too many isekais right now.
No, you gotta rephrase that because you gotta retract that because I would say there is a lot of generic anime. There's thousands when you go on Crunchyroll. There's like thousands now on Hulu.
So yes,
I wouldn't say thousands on Netflix and Hulu yet, but like there is a lot, at least hundreds, and it's not easy to watch all of them, especially when a lot of them are about demons, a lot of them are about like yeah, because it's not easy to make something so different, right? I mean, we're all only human, and
so I don't want to track just because like we've got the like Solo Leveling, Kaiju number 8, Unluck Undead, like all those are coming because they're giving they're giving chances to all these new things instead of like, granted, like I said, like you said, there's a million isekais, there's a million this, like I can't tell you how many times I'll go into Crunchyroll now and I have to scroll because I'm scrolling through a title that one time I was reincarnated at after I had diarrhea from Taco Bell. Like, bro, I got 80 different animes of all the same exact thing, but now. And the whole reason we're doing this podcast is because we have all this new stuff coming out where it's like you're talking about Vinland Saga, like this whole Viking anime. We've got Bungo Stray Dogs, which is like this detective power anime. Yep. We got Bo Fury, which is your MMORPG anime. Like we got a good.
And then we also have ones that we really love too that are blatantly generic, but like still doing their own thing. Doing
it in their own
Black
way.
Clover.
Kind of. Yeah.
Like I love Black Clover. Admittedly,
so good.
I love it, and the fighting is amazing. I mean, Yuno and Asa fighting with the Wizard King.
Bro, when they team up,
oh my god,
that shit gets me hype.
It was nasty.
I cannot wait for this movie, bro. This movie's gonna change.
You're gonna get your comparisons to Naruto, and you're gonna get your comparisons to Fairy Tail, and you're gonna get your comparisons to all these ones that did it before you. And you can't have that in mind either. Like, they're just gonna all compare. Like, if it's your story, bro, do it, bro.
Please. Don't be afraid. Like, it's okay to have the inspiration from these big things. Like, there's a reason they were big staples. They got everybody into it. Take what you can from it, but just don't copy and paste.
I do want to talk about that because I was mentioning, my like Portal XV to like some random at a bar the other day who like obviously doesn't watch anime or none of that, and like I was like kind of explaining her like just the gist of the story, like a little bit, like, getting trapped like in portals and like, having to save these worlds and like, unlock and help his family. And she like went on to say, oh, like there's this show on Netflix. It's just like that. Like, like there's a girl and a brother and they go into the game and they get stuck. Like, it's just like that. It's exactly like that. Like, you're writing this exact story. And I was like, hun, like Sword Art Online. She's like, what is that? What is that? like Sword Art Online, there's no game, no life. Like, I'm very aware that there's a genre for this, but like mine is so far. Like, I made sure my story was so far from these. Like, what happens in between to the main protagonist and everything in between, that it's so far in my own realm that no one else can make this story.
Well, that's
no one.
That's the big thing. Like, so much has been made, so much has been covered. Don't be let down. To start your origin, it has to be the same as somebody else that has an origin.
I started writing my first manga, Portal XV, because of No Game No Life.
Yeah.
I was inspired to write something better. I was like, this was disappointing. And not to say it was bad. Not to say I didn't like it, because I did start liking it towards the end.
Yeah.
But guess what? It fell short in a lot of categories. And to me, don't hate me. Trust me.
I hate you.
I know. No, trust
Listen,
me.
we went over this. Everybody has a right to an opinion.
Trust me, it fell short in a lot of categories, and I wanted to do it better. That's what made me start writing Portal XV. That's crazy, right?
That's honestly, yeah.
It was
Damn.
actually some suggestions from like some guys that I worked with at the time when I was working at Walmart, and they were like, "Yo, watch No Game No Life." I was getting suggestions from them like every week, like catching up and watching new things, and that was one of them, and that was just the one that like I was like, man, I could do this better. You know what I mean?
That's good though. Like, so that's another thing that's great about anime. Like, especially when you're watching so much, you've reached this phase where like you've soaked in everything, and now you're watching a great storyline, and you're like, I've seen enough now, and I know enough now. Like, the story's good, but I can make it better. Like, that's gotta be a good feeling. Like, you know, when you watch enough stuff where you're like, I've seen this before. Here's how I would do it.
I subconsciously forget that like I'm ahead because I'm watching Japanese.
I forgot about dub watchers.
Yeah, no.
And we talk about y'all all the time,
well,
too.
that's what it is. No, exactly, because you know I go back sometimes and I watch dubs, like, and because you know me, I was the biggest hater of dubs, bro.
That's
tell
why it's
me
so
how-
weird to hear you like this now.
Weren't you? I think Twos was there. Were you there when we saw the first My Hero movie?
No. I saw the second one.
I had the entire theater dying. No, the entire theater, because they did a preview in dub, and I was like, I literally screamed out loud. I was like, "Who the hell watches this shit?" Like, the entire theater was just like, I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, I didn't know I was gonna cause that, but like, bro, I was like. It was just, I was probably the biggest advocate of just like, bro,
damn.
if you are gonna watch Japanese anime, do not watch dubbed. You know, I had to come around eventually because some are good, bro. Some.
I do have to say I messed up. I missed the Reincarnated as a Slime movie. Had it all planned to watch on Friday. Got out of work late. Got stuck helping a friend.
It just came out?
Just came out. I think it was airing Friday,
know.
Saturday. I don't know if it's still airing.
You gotta let me. Why don't you hit me up? Your anime.
Bro, I was
partner,
going to.
I will come through.
I messed up my timing.
As if I'm not caught up on Reincarnated.
I know, bro.
Slime, bro.
You're the only person I thought of because I asked like my roommates. I was like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, do you want to go watch the Slime movie? And they're like, no, we're not caught up. And I was like, we've talked about everything. What do you mean you're not caught up?
Man.
And then my whole time I was pissed, bro, because that movie it's all about Benimaru, the Scarlet Bond, and that man is sick. Anybody named Benimaru in anime is a goat.
There any like before we go, are there any like pretty big animes that are like kind of still pretty mainstream, but that you like dropped off? Because I can give you one off the top of my head.
I know I have some. Give me yours. Gotta think.
7 Deadly Sins. Had a good run, right? For good first couple seasons. I've dropped it. I think I'm gonna go back and watch it. I'm gonna go. I like Bond. I like the
I love Bond, dude.
Meliodas. I liked a lot of the characters, but you know, I just haven't gotten back to it. I need to get back to it, actually.
So it's weird you say that. Literally like 6-7 months ago, actually probably a year ago, this girl I was talking to, one of those fake anime fans. She's like, "Yeah, I love anime." And she's like, 7 Deadly Sins is my favorite. So like a bunch of our friends
Dude,
were over.
don't do that, bro.
No.
We're trying to be listen, because we've grown, bro. We're trying to make it accepting for everyone to hop into these new animes without feeling like they're like left out or like they're like.
Listen.
You know what I mean?
Just let me finish.
Yo, because you just killed this girl, bro.
No, because she knows who she is. We're still friends. But she came over and we're with everybody. And we put it on. And she was like, "Yeah, I love this character." And then we were like, what about this character? And they're like, who? And we're like, that's the other main character. Like, if you don't watch it, just say that. But anyway, I meant like literally like fake fan. Like, she said she was a fan but didn't watch it. Like, it was. I still love her to death. She's a good person, still a friend.
She
but
was trying to, like, get on good terms.
I was just so excited to talk about it, and we're all watching like,
Bro,
yeah.
As guys, we do that so much more.
So much
more. Like, even we kind of know something about it. Like, to impress the lady, like, yeah, we know all about it.
But yeah, so I watched Seven Deadly Sins. I got all the way to like the final season. Back where like spoilers for Seven Deadly Sins. I know it ends with Meliodas and the angel, or I forget her name. Mm-hmm. They end up together because now the series is from the point of view of their child. I probably stopped with 4 or 5 episodes left to like wrap that up. It was good. Like yeah.
Any new mangakas, any new writers? Stop that crap.
Now wait.
I don't want a whole series of their children.
Wait.
I don't want a whole series of their exact cloned offspring.
I personally haven't seen it. This could change it. And it's got the healing powers of his mom, her mom. I don't know if it's a he or she. And Meliodas' powers. It was like the Demon King. Like, literally the GOAT.
If the sequel to Avatar would have been about Aang's son, who looked just like Aang, it wouldn't have done well as Korra. Because
that goes against everything Avatar is.
They don't need to keep doing baby clones of the same character. Like, that's just trash.
That was a bad example.
Learn from freaking Dragon Ball, who literally had a better character in Gohan and still trashed him.
Learn from Scooby-Doo and just make a pup named Scooby-Doo. Make your same character,
Scrappy
the child.
Was great. All right? I love Scrappy. Scrappy could talk.
Scrappy-Doo
he was more articulate. He could speak.
Scrappy-Doo had all that fight in him, but no dog in him.
He had a lot of scrap in him, man. But man, I appreciate y'all coming. Like I said, we can wrap things up, man.
Let's do it.
Love y'all. We got way more to talk about. We can go for hours long. But hey, till next time, Senpai Taste, we out.
We out, baby.
My boy, too, Senpai. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, dog.
Thank y'all, man. Peace.
Senpai, tape, senpai, tape, senpai, tape, senpai, 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 tape.